Hey everyone, Pupsker here. So today's video, yes, we're going over your girl, Yareli, newest Warframe to the game, possibly biggest mistake we've had in the game in a while. Quite simply, to get Yareli, you have to complete first the Wave Rider quest to get her main blueprint. That's the Fortuna Vent Kid, technically, quest. And you also need to have a clan that has the Bash Lab Dojo clan room built. And that's how you get her blueprint parts, like her 3, not the main blueprint. So yeah, fun times, fun times. This is my Yareli, and I gotta say, I think Yareli is one of the worst Warframes we've seen to date, in just every way imaginable. I don't quite know what her point is, or why her abilities work the way they do, but let's take a look at her, right? Her passive is Yareli gains plus 200% crit chance for secondary weapons when she has been moving for at least 1.5 seconds. Yeah, so move a lot and your secondary does high damage. I mean, it makes sense. It's kind of a goofy mechanic, but whatever. Her passive's not bad at all, okay? This one actually makes sense, good enough, right? And it makes sense with her kit, to be fair. But then the rest of her kit. Sea Snares. Form 5 water globules that seek out enemies and expand on contact, simultaneously damaging and immobilizing their victims. So this is just pure weak, low-level CC. Like, that's all, okay? The damage on it's actually pretty terrible, so you can't really rely on that for much, but it is CC. The issue is when you have to use this, it takes away from, actually killing anything, so yeah, Yareli's kind of a god-awful solo frame, so I wouldn't recommend people play her in solos, but it does some damage. I mean, it could be worse, but if you're doing high-level content, yeah, she is not the frame for you. Her possibly biggest mistake of an ability, her second ability, Merlina. Summon Merlina, a rideable creature of the waves and the inspiration for K-driving. Merlina protects Yareli by absorbing a large portion of incoming damage. It's important to note that this isn't an exalted K-drive, you can't mod it, it purely exists so that walking around is harder, and for damage reduction. As you can see, it has a lot of health and it has some damage reduction. Issue is, you'll get slapped if you're doing high-level content even with a bunch of armor, so hilariously enough, the damage reduction doesn't actually matter too much because you're a huge target when you're on Merlina, so it kinda sucks anyways. Also, the thing about Merlina and why she truly is terrible, if you're not doing open world content, she actually sucks. K-Drive is too floaty, too slow to respond, and it's not quick-paced in the fact that it can't turn sharp corners and make sharp adjustments easily. So in that regard, it's terrible for every map tile I've played it on. I only really am gonna bother showing footage later of me leveling because I just don't want to play this Warframe anymore. I might end up just eventually throwing her to the helmet and calling her a day, but we'll have to wait and see. Merlina, not exalted, can't throw mods on it, can't level it up. Purely just kind of is there for health damage reduction and so that it's hard to get around the map. I hate it, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is. I just don't quite understand why they want to bring one of the worst, most hated mechanics in the game and throw it on a Warframe, but oh well. This is gonna be a salty video, I don't know if you can tell. Anyways, Aqua Blades. This is yet another mistake of Yareli. So, I just want to throw it out there. I'm pretty sure the range, if you increase range on Yareli, it doesn't really do anything to Aqua Blades. Like, it doesn't increase the AoE of it, because as you can see, range isn't a stat on this. The only stats are drain, duration, and damage. It does 500 slash damage, but that only really matters in low-level content because of the attack frequency. It doesn't do enough damage unless you're running dog shit low-level content, okay? Even if you have a max strength build, it's good slash damage in theory, but it just doesn't do enough because you have to go and face fuck the enemy, so you're gonna get your shit pushed in anyways, and then Merlina, Yareli, everything just doesn't matter because you're just gonna get shot and killed. I hate it so much. Her kit does not synergize well, right? She has a damage reduction K-drive, and her kit focuses on you running into the enemies like a goddamn kamikaze, throwing around CC while you're the most mobile for some reason, and then having an ability that stops you for like 2 seconds while you cast it, and it's just more CC and low level damage, right? Oh, also it does increase damage against the enemy, but I mean, does that really matter? It takes so long to cast, the damage is already so weak, and in theory, if you don't build your weapons pretty poorly, you'll be able to kill the enemies anyways. So let's talk about the last ability, Riptide. Drag enemies into a crushing maelstrom and then blow them away in a watery burst. Each enemy trapped in the vortex increases the burst's damage. I think this is probably the only decent ability, and I think you might want to build a lot of range so that this picks people up a lot. Because the fact that it requires a ton of enemies to be picked up to do a lot more damage, because the, damage increase per enemy is 50%, it kind of makes it seem like this is the only one worth casting here and there, because it'll actually kill the enemies, but they do have to be gathered. So I don't quite understand what the point of her frame kit is. I just don't like it. It's not fun to play, and she sucks. Let's take a look at gameplay of her, because why not? I was just finishing off leveling her in Hydran. I tried to level her for a while doing Sisters of Parvos, but I would just get like slapped constantly, right? My build on her is absolutely terrible because I'm not throwing an Orkin reactor on her, so that's not really relevant, so don't even worry about that. Any way, shape, or form I try to build her, she's just honestly not good enough, and that kind of sucks. So that's why I think the way to build her is honestly just build for her 4th ability and her 4th ability alone. Don't use your K drive because that makes you a huge target, but just use your 4th ability. That's at least how I'm looking at her, because I fucking hate her kit, so I don't know what else I would do with it, right? I've just been like, I wanted, even on a Hydran, right? Not even the highest level content, just a map. My Aqua Blades, my 3rd ability, damage was worthless on that. My 1st ability, I mean, it killed them eventually, and it stopped them, but the issue is it's too slow. You just can run around the map throwing one, but that sucks. And straight up, you just can't use the K drive because, oh my god, it's so hard to maneuver around the map with it, because K drive is so floaty and unresponsive because of the way it's set up. It just sucks in any sort of map tile that isn't open world, right? It's just such a pain in the ass. But hey, at least your 4th ability can pick up enemies and actually kill them. So I mean, I guess just build for that. Build range, build damage, build some efficiency. You don't need duration. Screw it. I threw on Prime Continuity, right? Because I thought maybe it would be good because of the Aqua Blades, but yeah, since the Aqua Blades are so terrible, that was not a good idea. So screw it. Just max strength duration or strength, range, and efficiency, okay? That's all you need. You want range to pick up enemies so your 4th ability does more damage. You want more damage so the damage grows upon itself. And of course, you want efficiency so you can hit it out more. Maybe you can throw on a Prime Flow on Yareli, but it's probably not needed if you have a decent amount of efficiency, because the drain on Riptide's bad, right? But if you have max efficiency, it's not too bad, right? It's only like 35, 45, something along the lines of that. So, could be worse, but could be better. Or maybe it's only 25. Wait, how's math work? Anyways, so my final thoughts for Yareli is I don't know why. I don't know who designed her, who created these abilities. I don't know why she exists. There's so many issues that I can talk about around her. First off, her quest, seemingly just like, why? Why did they make a K-Drive quest? I guess it makes sense because they want to be like, I guess we should have a reason for Vent Kids. So it seems like they're trying to fix past mistakes of Vent Kids exist purely for no reason, so hey, we'll make a quest around it. But I feel like all of it's just shoehorned in, right? Like, Yareli's kit sucks, and they forcefully made it around K-Drive, but that just makes it so much worse, right? She's just a kawaii anime Warframe that I feel like they pushed out just for the fan arts, like, out there, to be honest, but I think most people dislike Yareli at this point. I haven't seen many people fawning over her actual kit. I've only seen people memeing about the fact that she's a kawaii Warframes. So honestly, it's just such a mess, and I don't know how to feel about this Warframe, but I'm just gonna build her for her 4th ability. I'm gonna build her for range and some damage and efficiency. Hopefully that means she'll be somewhat useful with CC and damage. That's another thing I want to talk about. Why does she have CC and damage on her first ability when you have your fourth ability, which is better than her first ability in every way? I don't know, man. It just seems kind of dumb. I don't like her kit. I don't think it synergizes well at all with each other. Like, none of the abilities work well with each other at all. They work, a lot of them work very poorly individually and then very, very shit together, okay? Like, they get a downgrade from working together. Like, Aqua Blades with the goddamn Marilena, you fly by them so much faster on your K drive, so your Aqua Blades can't even kill them unless you're doing like really easy low level content. Like, she's just such a bad frame, man. I just don't know why she exists, but oh well. Like, you'll probably never see me play her. I just kind of wanted to make this video just to go over kit and just talk about the fact that she just sucks. She doesn't synergize. She just doesn't have a point. I'm never gonna play her. She's garbage tier. I thought, like, hey, maybe people were joking about her being bad before, you know, I picked her up, right? Maybe she's a little better than people say she is. But no, like, nah, her Aqua Blades don't even have a range mechanic on it, right? They aren't even affected by your range stats. Why? Why? Either the Aqua Blades themselves should get bigger or this, like, AoE should get bigger, but it doesn't. Like, no. She's a stupid Warframe, and I feel kind of bad for whoever designed her because they probably feel really bad and are getting a lot of hate at this point. But I mean, Merlina fucking sucks, dude. Her kit's god-awful. She's purely a fan service frame. And she's seemingly only there so that they could make a quest out of her and give more reason for people to do K-Drive, but there's still no more reason for people to do K-Drive than before, hilariously enough, since you can't even mod her K-Drive for K-Drive. So really, the only thing they added is there's a quest for K-Drive that people have to do, but other than that, no reason to ever do K-Drive unless you want some MR fodder K-Drives. Have fun, everyone. This Warframe made me a little sad. I'm gonna go cry in a corner, but I hope you all have a good day. Subscribe if you like the video, like if you like the video, share it around anywhere if you want, because hey, everything helps. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you next time. Peace.